You're unbelievable. As if stealing my fiancé wasn't enough. Now you're inviting me to your wedding? Don't mock me like that. Did you really think I'd go?
Hey, come on! What are you so mad about?
Do you really need to ask me that? I was with Ken for years. He even proposed to me. We were gonna get married. But then I come to find out he'd been seeing you behind my back. And now you're asking what I'm so mad about.
Are you still going on about that? What's done is done. I'm with Ken now. Just deal with it.
How about you just leave me alone? I can't believe you'd have the nerve to invite me to the wedding.
Of course I was gonna invite you. I'm just keeping the promise we made as kids. Remember?
What promise? What are you talking about?
Yeah, the promise. Don't you remember? We said we'd definitely be there for each other's weddings, didn't we? There's no way you forgot. We even promised to make speeches at each other's weddings.
That obviously means nothing now. You really thought I'd not only attend, but make a speech at your wedding? You stole my fiancé, and now you're marrying him. And now you're inviting me to that wedding because of some promise we made when we were kids? Can't you just leave me alone? Do you have to make fun of me like this too now?
I'm not making fun of you. It was a genuine gesture. Haven't we been best friends since we were kids? You should obviously be going to your best friend's wedding. Don't cling to the past like this.
Cling to the past? Don't you even feel the least bit guilty about what you did? Don't you care at all about what you did to that best friend you're talking about?
Of course I feel bad. But it's not all on me. You started it.
What? What's that supposed to mean? How did I start anything?
You were gonna marry a guy like Ken and leave me in the dust. It's not fair. You can't just go and marry a doctor while I'm still single. If you actually went and married him, what do you think would have happened to me?
You're not making any sense. It wouldn't have anything to do with you, would it? Why couldn't you just be happy for me like a real friend?
Of course it would have something to do with me. Everyone would be comparing me to you. I'd have to marry someone as impressive as that ASAP. So when your fiancé took a liking to me, of course I was gonna jump at the chance. It's way easier than finding a whole other doctor on my own. I'm sure you'd have done the same thing if the roles were reversed.
I definitely wouldn't have. You still aren't even making any sense. What kind of logic is that anyway? Being compared to me by mutual friends? That was reason enough for you to steal my fiancé. No one would care in the first place. You're just paranoid.
What are you talking about? Of course everyone would have cared. We've always been together since we were kids. Of course both our families and all of our mutual friends would silently be judging me. There's no way I'm gonna lose to you. I've thought about this since we were kids.
Thought about what exactly?
About who we're both gonna marry. I decided a long time ago I would marry a better guy than you.
You've been worried about that since we were kids.
And that wish has finally come true. So you better come to the ceremony to celebrate with me, okay? My mom and dad are really looking forward to your speech, too.
Well, apologize to your parents for me because I'm not going. And I'm cutting ties with you. So I don't really want to hear from you again. I've already ripped up the invitation you sent and thrown it away. So don't expect it to be sent back.
You ripped it up? How could you? I worked so hard to make those cute invitations. If that's how you're gonna be, then so be it. I was even planning to throw the bouquet to you. If you end up never getting married now, don't come crying to me.
Keep your bouquet. And don't flatter yourself by thinking I care about speaking to you ever again. You were supposed to be my friend, but you couldn't even be honest with me. I had to find out from someone else that you were seeing my fiancé behind my back.
Look, I said I was sorry. What more do you want from me? Can't we still be friends? I mean, I did you a favor by taking him off your hands. He was gonna leave you eventually.
Are you kidding me? No, we can't be friends. You're delusional if you think I'll ever forgive you for what you've done. You need to own up to your actions and accept the consequences, instead of hiding behind empty apologies.
Fine, have it your way. But just know that you'll never find someone as good as my fiancé. I'm done trying to make amends with you. You're not worth the effort.
Good riddance. I hope you're happy with the scraps you settled for. Maybe I should be thanking you. At the very least, you let me see Ken's true colors before he went and tied the knot. Yo, I heard the good news. Congratulations. What? Ken? Why are you messaging me all of a sudden? And what are you talking about? Oh, you know what I'm talking about. Your wedding, of course. A little birdie told me you finally found a guy who'd take you. Congrats. Okay. That still doesn't answer my question. Why are you messaging me again after all these years? What do you want me to say to that? It's none of your business. Hey, I was just trying to offer my congratulations. Don't be so cold, Natalie. I don't need congratulations from a cheating hypocrite like you. Oh, come on, don't be like that. I'm just trying to be nice. I bet you haven't had a lot of congratulatory messages, right? Being a couple of losers like you are. And yet I'm offering my congratulations here. You should accept those rare words when they come your way. Huh? What do you mean, a couple of losers? I heard that you guys didn't even have a wedding ceremony, right? What kind of guy did you marry? Isn't that the bare minimum to get married? But you guys didn't even do that. I guess you must have married a really poor guy. Whether or not to have a wedding ceremony is a personal choice. What does it have to do with you? Sounds like something someone who can't afford one would say. Whether we have a ceremony or not is no one else's business but our own. It's not that uncommon to go without one these days. So you're just embarrassing yourself with those juvenile insults. I talked to my partner and we decided not to have a big wedding. Big deal. In your case, it's not that you don't want a ceremony. It's that you couldn't have one though, right? Forget being a doctor like me. Your new husband doesn't even have a real job at all, does he? Apparently, he's just a convenience store part-timer. This is just getting creepy. How do you know that? Have you been stalking us? Well, he's my ex-girlfriend's husband, so I had to confirm what kind of man he is. I just saw the two of you at his workplace. You really need to get a life of your own, instead of worrying about what other people are doing. I'm not worried. I just never expected he'd be a convenience store clerk. Ha! My former fiancé is living such a pathetic life, with such a pathetic marriage. Can you blame me for being a little taken aback? Who's the one living a pathetic life? You're the one who shamelessly married your ex-fiancé's friend after seeing her behind my back for so long. So don't lecture me about choosing a partner. Even taking that into account, I still think you're the pitiful one. I'm glad I switched to Brittany from you. An idiot who marries a part-time convenience store worker isn't worthy of being my wife. Well then, keep living your pathetic life, losers. Hasta la vista. You really don't get it, do you? It's not about who has the most money or the most impressive job. It's about finding someone who loves and supports you for who you are, not what you do or how much money you make. Are you trying to convince me or yourself? Those sound like the words of someone trying to cope with their own pathetic life choices. And let's not forget that you cheated on me with my friend, so you're hardly in a position to judge my choices. You call it cheating, I call it upgrading. Anyway, I don't care who you married or what you're doing with your life. I just wanted to offer my congratulations, but it seems like you can't even appreciate that. So I'll just leave you to your boring new life. Enjoy living off your husband's minimum wage.
So, what do you think? This high-rise is amazing, isn't it? The view is great, and it's spacious. It really feels like I'm finally living the life I deserve. I'm so glad I married a doctor. I'm so lucky to be able to live in a place like this.
Just when I thought I was getting another message from Ken, now it's you. What's wrong with the two of you? Can't you leave me alone?
Ken told me about your miserable life, so I had to check in myself. And I wanted to share a little bit of my happiness with you. I thought it might make you feel better to see how well your old bestie is doing. Aren't you happy that I sent you a picture of this gorgeous building?
Not particularly, no.
Glad to see you haven't lost your sense of humor despite your bad luck in life. Anyway, I'm so glad I married Ken. Now we can live in a place like this.
So you're moving into this apartment with Ken? That's all you wanted to tell me?
Yes, that's right. He actually bought a unit in this amazing building. Can you believe it?
Well, not that our old apartment was anything to stick your nose up at.
But we've been married for almost 5 years, so he thought it was time to move to an even better place. He found this amazing place, and I just love it!
I guess you two are really happy together, aren't you? I thought you would break up soon after getting together. So I have to say, it's a little surprising that you're still getting on so well.
When you have money, you have peace of mind, so we never argue because we have nothing to worry about. That's why Ken and I always get along, and we've never even had an argument. Who said money can't buy happiness? The ceilings are high, and the open space feels so good. You can even see from the pictures how amazing this apartment is. I'll send you a bunch of pictures soon. Oh, sorry, maybe I shouldn't be boasting so much. You and your husband must fight every day, huh? It must be tough having a husband who works at a convenience store.
It's not like that at all. Being with my husband is fun every day. He's a really easygoing person, so we don't fight much either.
Aw, come on, Natalie. You don't have to pretend to be tough. You must be really upset inside, huh?
And why would you make that assumption?
If you had married Ken back when you had the chance, you might have been able to live in this high-rise too, you know. I don't know what kind of house you live in with your convenience store husband, but it's definitely not as good as this one, right?
I wouldn't be so sure about that. I don't think we're living any worse than you are, so you shouldn't just make assumptions like that. If anything, I'd say we might be doing a little better than the two of you.
It's nice to have dreams, but maybe you should keep them to yourself instead of embarrassing yourself by voicing your little delusions. There's no way you two, as poor as you are, could have a better life than us.
That's another thing I've been wanting to ask you. Why do the two of you keep assuming we're poor?
Your husband works in a convenience store. Do you really need to ask that? Oh, I just had a great idea. Why don't you come to our housewarming party? Don't forget to bring a gift.
Thanks for the offer, I guess, but I'll have to pass. You can't really believe I'd be interested in getting you a gift.
Don't be so cheap. Just come celebrate with us. You finally got married too, so there's no need to dwell on the past anymore. Forget about all that stuff about me stealing Ken from you or whatever. Let's just let bygones be bygones and be friends like before.
You can't be serious. It's not that I'm mad or anything, but I'm obviously not interested in ever calling you a friend again.
Oh, you don't mean that. Why don't we let the housewarming party be the first step towards rebuilding our friendship? I'm giving you a special invitation to our party in this lovely new apartment of ours. Just take the olive branch while I'm still offering it. I can even invite some of my friends who live in the same world as me. They're very nice people, and I'm sure they'll be kind to you, even though you may not be used to their lifestyle. You might even find someone to replace that convenience store worker with.
I appreciate the invitation, but again, I'll have to pass. And I have to say, I feel a little sorry for you. Just judging people by their jobs? You're really missing out on life by being so shallow. I love my husband. I'm not looking for a replacement. Please enjoy the housewarming party with those friends of yours.
Really? You're going to miss out on this opportunity to experience something new? I know, your place is probably nowhere near as nice as mine, but it's okay. It's just a party, so you don't have to worry about fitting in. I'm inviting you because I want you to have fun and meet new people.
Like I said before, you shouldn't just make baseless assumptions like that. Believe me, you really don't need to worry about giving me opportunities or anything like that.
Oh, stop with the act, Natalie. You're not fooling anyone. Just be grateful I'm even reaching out to you. This is your only chance to get into such an expensive apartment complex. I'm inviting you to my housewarming party with all my rich friends. I'm not even ashamed of you. So stop being so ungrateful and just come.
How could it be my only chance to get into that building when my husband owns it?
Excuse me? Your husband owns what?
That building you're so proud of. So it won't be the last time I can go there. I go in and out of there every day, since I live in the same building. So I think I'll pass on your invitation. I'm not interested in seeing your apartment.
Have you finally lost the plot? You expect me to believe that? Wait, are you telling me that your husband, who works at a convenience store, is the owner of this place? That's ridiculous! Don't make such lame jokes. Don't make up such crazy stories just because you're miserable and jealous. It's a really bad look.
I'm not making it up. It's the truth. That high-rise belongs to my husband, who runs a real estate business on the side while working at the convenience store.
He owns a real estate business? The same guy we've been talking about. Who works at the convenience store?
Yeah, he works his own properties while still working at the store. He calls the store job a side gig.
Hold on. What are you saying exactly? Are you seriously telling me that your husband is the owner of that building?
Yup. And it's not just that place either. He actually owns a few other properties too, like apartments, buildings, and parking lots.
What? That's insane! Your husband is loaded. So why is he still working at a convenience store then? Is he like the son of some millionaire or something? How is this possible?
No, his family is pretty normal. And he's just an average guy who happened to have some good luck with winning 2 big lotteries.
He won 2 lotteries?
Yeah, he won 2 big lotteries. I guess he's a little luckier than most people.
A little luckier? This is insane!
It's not insane, it's just luck. That's how he got into real estate investing anyway. He gradually built up his assets from there, and that's how we got here. But he's just an average guy who got lucky, and he works at the convenience store to stay grounded with money.
Are you serious? He works there for that reason?
Yeah, he's really down to earth. Actually, we met at that same store. He didn't tell me about his real estate business until 6 months into our relationship. I was pretty shocked, to say the least.
No way. You're joking. Your husband is a real estate mogul, and he owns this fancy apartment complex? He's like the ultimate success story! Why didn't you mention this sooner?
You never asked. You just made assumptions. Anyway, I guess you can accept that I'm not coming to your little housewarming party now. Just remember to be respectful of the neighbors and have a good time. I don't want to hear any noise complaints. Wait, are you actually serious about all of this? Your husband owns this whole building? Are we really talking about the same guy? That part-timer at the convenience store? Yes, that's correct. We live on the top floor, so we might run into each other in the lobby or around the building. Anyway, let's get on as neighbors. Like your wife said, we can let bygones be bygones. No way. You've got to be kidding me. How come the woman who dumped me gets to live in a better place than I do? On the top floor? The apartments on that floor are so expensive. It's all thanks to you for dumping me. That's what led me to meet my wonderful husband. He's kind, gentle, and not to mention financially stable. Not that his money had anything to do with why I married him, of course. I don't think your wife can say the same. I'm truly happy with him, and we spend every day together in happiness. Sorry if that's hard for you to swallow. Damn it! I get it! Shut up already! I can't believe I have to listen to my ex-girlfriend bragging about her husband. If you don't want to hear me brag, then don't contact me again. I'm not telling you to leave the building or anything. I hope you enjoy living here, but I don't want to have anything to do with you. Please don't contact me anymore. I'll block you if you keep messaging me like this. Wait a minute. Before that, there's something I want to ask you. Something you want to ask me? And what might that be? I just want to confirm one thing. Your husband has a lot of money, right? Let me just get this straight. Your husband's real estate business is so successful that he owns and lives on the top floor of our building, which he also happens to own. He must be worth billions, right? Why are you asking me this? Please, Natalie. Can you lend me some money? What? Actually, just between us, I'm a bit strapped for cash right now. When I moved here, I went a bit overboard and bought all new furniture and appliances. And before I knew it, I had spent quite a lot. Wait, are you asking me to pay off your debt for you? Yes, exactly. I borrowed some money from my workplace and I want to pay it back as soon as possible. Since the money's from work, I really need to pay it back soon. Thank you for being so understanding. Now, wait a minute. I didn't agree to anything. Your job is at a hospital, right? Are they really that willing to lend out money to employees like that? Well... You didn't borrow that money from work at all, did you? Don't tell me you actually stole from the hospital you work at. I didn't have a choice. Moving is really expensive. I knew you were never really the sharpest tool in the shed, but this really takes the cake. You need to do something before you get caught. I know, but I don't have a lot of money right now. I used all my savings as a down payment when I bought this apartment. And then I used my workplace's money to buy furniture and appliances, so now I'm kind of broke. My heart bleeds for you, Ken. It really does. I really need your help. Can you just lend me some money? I promise to pay you back with interest. Things are getting really bad at work, and I might get caught soon. I am sorry, Ken, but I can't lend you any money. Please, Natalie. I don't know what else to do. They've noticed the missing money, and it wasn't really a small amount. I don't know what they'll do when they realize it was me. I understand you're in a tough spot, but I can't help you. Please don't ask me again. You're just going to leave me like this? Really? I'm sorry, Ken. If you keep badgering me like this, you're gonna leave me no choice but to block you. I hope you can find a way to work things out, but leave me out of it. What you did is a serious crime, and I don't want to be involved. If you message me asking for money again, I'm just going to block you.
Natalie! I don't know what to do. Ken might get fired from the hospital. He might even get arrested.
Oh, and why is that? Has something happened?
Apparently, he's been accused of embezzling money from the hospital. The police took him away this morning based on an anonymous tip.
Oh no, that's terrible news.
The police even asked me if I knew anything about it. And just when I thought Ken was finally being released, the hospital contacted me. The head doctor was furious and told him he's never going to forgive him. We even attended their wedding ceremony, but they're such ungrateful people.
I can understand why the head doctor is upset. He did embezzle a lot of money after all.
I don't know what's going to happen to me now. I might even have to give up this apartment.
It's not a might. It's pretty much your only option at this point, no? I heard you paid a decent down payment, but there's still a mortgage to pay. How do you plan on doing that without any savings?
I don't know anything about that. If Ken doesn't come back, I don't know what to do. I don't understand anything about my life or my finances. Please, anyone, help me.
Saying you don't understand won't convince anyone to help you. Do you really think someone will help you just because you don't know what to do? You need to start figuring things out on your own. No one's coming to save you.
That's why I thought about it and contacted you, Natalie. Please, I'm begging you. Help me. Can I stay with you and your husband as a guest?
What?
You live on the top floor, right? Those apartments are super spacious, so it shouldn't be a problem for just one more person to crash there, right? You have plenty of money, so you can support one more little friend, can't you?
You must be kidding. Either that or you've gone completely out of your mind. You're asking me to let you stay here and also pay for your living expenses?
Yeah, that's not too much to ask, is it? We've been childhood friends since we were little. Can't you help me out?
We haven't spoken in years. And the last time we spoke, it was about you having an affair with my fiancé. So there's no way I'm letting you live here.
How could you be so heartless? Are you really planning on abandoning me? My husband and I might lose everything. Don't you even care? Are you going to abandon me, your old childhood friend? You're really not going to help me.
Why don't you just turn yourself into the police as an accomplice with your husband? Then you can be happy with Ken at the police station, right?
What? I don't understand. Why are you being so mean to me?
You're such a loving couple. Never even had a fight. That's what you were saying before, right? When you were bragging about Ken marrying you instead of me. Be together in sickness and in health, even when you're at the police station. Well then, I'm going out on a date with my husband tonight. Our restaurant reservation is coming up soon, so see you. After that, Ken obviously lost his job and still hasn't been released from prison. They had to sell the apartment they had bought, and all their furniture and appliances were sold to cover the hospital bills. But even after doing all of that, it wasn't enough. So Brittany will have to work hard and pay off the debt in installments for a while. As for Brittany, she was snubbed by all of her wealthy friends that she had made after getting married. Everybody said things like, after looking down on us, and only getting in touch to show off for the last 5 years, what do you want now? And she didn't get any help from anyone in the end. Even her parents, who she thought she could count on, told her not to come back because they were worried about what other people would think. So now she's living alone in a cheap apartment, waiting for Ken to come home. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more videos.